Okay, so here's a little sneak peek of Thumper and Thumper's buddy, Thumper 2. So Don's got them all cleaned up and ready to cut up. We've got some, about a cup of chopped up prunes, about a tablespoon and a half of fresh garlic, and then we've got some fresh thyme and bay leaves, and then some celery and some onion, and some baby carrots as well too, for our baby carrots. There they are. See, baby. Oh, wait. There we go. Ta-da! Baby carrots. Okay, so this is our first time making rabbit.
Okay, I'm going to take the rabbit and cut it in half just so it fits in the pan a little bit better when I'm trying to brown it. So use a little bit of force, kind of push on the knife to break through the backbone, and then slice through the meat. Alright, then I'm just going to take it, and we've got about a half a cup of flour here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of flour on it just to kind of get it on the skin, so I have a little browning and a little crust kind of.
And then what are you gonna do with it?
Then we're gonna put it in a pan and just kind of brown it on both sides.
Okay, so we have the rabbit ready to put in, but first, before we put it in the Dutch oven, Don's going to put a little bit of our Italian extra virgin olive oil into probably about just a tablespoon into the Dutch oven, and then we're going to actually brown up a little bit of the garlic, the fresh garlic that we have minced and ready to go, and also our cup of chopped up prunes that we have too. So we're going to put that in there. As you can hear, we've already got the heat going on it. We got it up on high. So he'll just kind of stir that together, get that going, and then once he gets that going, you're going to put the celery and the onions in, right?
Correct.
Yep, then we'll put the celery and the onions in before we put the rabbit in. Okay, so as you can see, the garlic and the prunes, the garlic's getting a little brown, prunes are getting a nice caramely kind of color, so Don's going to go ahead and put in the onion and the celery for what we have chopped up. Did you do a whole onion or a half onion?
A whole onion.
Okay, a whole onion. And we did about 6 big stalks of celery. So just mixing that all together pretty good. Kind of breaking up the onion chunks. And so we still have the heat on high here. So we're trying to cook it down. Ooh, it smells good too. Alright. And then we'll let this cook up for a little bit and cook this down before we put the rabbit in. Okay, so we had it cooked, covered for about 5 minutes. And now we took the heat off. Don's actually going to go ahead and put this mixture here to see how it's nice and caramelized. Put it in a bowl. We're just going to set it aside. And then he's going to put in a little bit more oil. And then we're going to put the rabbit in, so that way we can cook up the rabbit a little bit. And you just leave it in there. Go! Okay, so adding just a little bit more oil here. Not much, not even a tablespoon. Putting that heat back up to high. You can see the Dutch oven's still pretty hot. Now we're going to take our rabbit here that we have. So we have 2 rabbits. What are our pounds on these, do you know?
I think 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds a piece.
Okay. So kind of making some room for them. Remember, we floured them. We didn't put any oil or anything on them. We just put a little bit of oil in the pan. And it's olive oil too. It's not vegetable oil. Okay, so we'll just let them kind of cook in there. And then we'll put the mixture back in. Then we'll pop it in the oven. So we've gone ahead and browned the rabbit.
Okay. Add 2 cups of water. Now we'll add back in our mixture.
So it only took about 5 minutes to brown up the rabbit. We kept it on that high heat. And now we're actually going to add in our fresh bay leaves and our fresh thyme that we've actually destemmed for the most part, destemmed. Maybe we'll just kind of mix that in just a little bit here. And then we're going to cover and put in the oven.
Cover and simmer for 15 minutes on the stove while
Okay.
the oven warms up at 325.
Okay.
Alright, so we've let it simmer on the stove at medium-high heat for about 10, maybe 15 minutes, just trying to get things to bubble a little bit. You can see the rabbit starting to cook a little bit. Now what we've done is in that time, the oven has warmed up to about 300, maybe 325. We're going to put it in the oven for an hour and let it cook. And then we're going to take it out, put our potatoes, our Brussels sprouts, and our carrots in, then put it back in the oven for another hour and let it cook.
Are we going to put it in the oven covered?
Covered,
Okay.
correct.
Okay. Okay, so now our rabbit is done, and actually Don and I already kind of taste tested it a little bit. It's actually been done for a little while. We had to leave to go back to the studio, but it's really good. So this is what the finished product looks like. So he's just pulling out the rabbit, and that way we can kind of debone it. Smells really good. Carrots are cooked. Brussels sprouts are cooked. Potatoes are probably cooked. They're down there somewhere. So how long did we cook it for?
We cooked it the first time for an hour with just the celery and onions. We cooked it at 300 degrees for about an hour. Then we took it out, took the rabbit out, put the potatoes, the carrots, and the Brussels sprouts in, added another 2 to 3 cups of water, put the rabbit back up on top, put it back in the oven, covered for another 45 minutes, maybe an hour, depending on the veggies, and just let it cook again for 45 minutes to an hour at 300 degrees still.
Excellent. And it was really, 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 really tasty. So anybody that has a hard time with eating chicken, so if you look here at the rabbit, so see how we're right by the bone, and you're not seeing any veins, you're not seeing any red. It's just like chicken, but a lot better. Like, I didn't think that I would like it, and I mean, I was a vegetarian for 10 years, and this is really, really good. So if you can get aside the fact of knowing that it's a rabbit and just eating the meat, it's extremely delicious and really good for you. So, okay, enjoy.